Have you ever wondered what happens to a person in mysterious situation? Have you ever think about how you would behave in scary situation? Think about it at your leisure. Don't forget to subscribe, like and join our community. How many people are in the room? That's how Stella starts the conversation, sitting down at the table. I look around the dinner. It's almost empty. It's 2 a.m. after all. What do you mean? How many people are in here right now, besides us? 5 or 6 people. Stella's lips curve and quiver pitifully. How many people are in the room? Shit, she is just terrified. Counting. The waiter. And all men sitting by the door, staring at a bowl of soup, 2 girls stopping for pancakes after the club, a guy in a baseball cap sawing through an overcooked steak with a knife, and an older woman in a green coat. 6 people. Thank you. Stella relaxes immediately. I haven't seen her in 5 months. I went away as a college in another state and came home for the vacation. And Stella got into a good university, except her sister Anne died in a car accident 2 weeks before school started. Her sister's death hit Stella hard, really hard. I'm not sure why she called me. I don't think it was to catch up, and it certainly wasn't for fun. Stella knew I wasn't using anything. Absolutely not. I'd been raised by alcoholics who were absolutely not strangers to psychological abuse, and I was all too aware of the genetic risks. Stella's kind of out of it, not agitated, more like mentally exhausted. Her arms are scared. Bruises even prove the tattoos on her forearms, and there are strange cuts on her neck. They look like inverted, scratched Z, like reflected in a mirror. That's what I mean. Corey, Stella's friend, dropped her off at the dinner about a half hour after I got a table. I don't know him very well, but I definitely don't like him. How are you doing? Stella doesn't answer. The waiter comes over to us, and Stella looks him over warily before ordering a black coffee and a slice of blueberry pie. I take the hot tea and side of fries, even though I'm not hungry at all. We just sit there for a couple minutes and over slides until Stella decides to ask, not looking up from her clasped hands. What was the worst thing you ever did? Well, I lied. I answered, shrugging, to get out of things for one. Mostly to friends in high school, but you've changed. I don't do that anymore. Oh, I robbed a store once. Stole a pair of socks. Stella laughs. The waiter comes again with drinks and food. Stella jumps up from her chair. Her eyes are wide open. Her face flushed. The dinner patrons turn to stare at us, but that's all. Is everything all right? Asked the waiter, confused. Taking a deep breath, my companion slaps back at the table. Yes. Sorry, it's been a long night. He just shakes his head, puts the order on the table and leaves. Stella sips her coffee and looks at me over the mug, holding it with both hands, tears glistening in her eyes. And I did the worst things imaginable. Tried to kill someone. What? I'm not sure I heard you right. Stella nods. That's right, I jogger. Corey and ran him down. Oh my god, when? On the way here. My heart's skipping a bit. We have to call the police. He is still out there somewhere, probably hard. No, she interrupts my halfway through. We stopped and checked on him, and there was no runner. What the hell? What is that supposed to mean? Don't play games with me, please. I'm not interested in this bullshit at all. It's not bullshit, ask Corey. I don't want to talk to Corey. I didn't see the jogger. Corey did. That's how I knew what was going on. So I asked him exactly where this runner was, and I grabbed the wheel and pointed the car at him. Corey screamed like a lunatic, and I realized what hit that guy. Sent him flying. Corey slammed on the brakes like something actual had happened. He kept screaming, wailing that he was going to jail, that his life was over. I told him not to worry, but it only made him angrier. He got out of the car to help the runner, and just froze in place. There was no one there. An empty road. And I knew it would be. Stella takes a sip of coffee and pokes at a piece of pie with her fork, and then picks it up and examines the tines, covered in blue jam in the dim fluorescent light. He could look like a person, any age, dressed as anything. It talks like a human, eats, drinks, does all sorts of mundane things. Yeah, that doesn't sound particularly threatening, but hold on. I don't see him. Here is the rub. A creature pretending to be human is invisible to me, but you and everyone else, you see him. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Stella finally looks me in the eye. 2 weeks ago, we took something. Me, Corey, and a woman named Genevieve. She was our guide. We sat down on Corey's veranda and got high on synthetics. Hallucinogenic stuff, to explore your subsolution. We typed together, sharing the same images, so teeny we synchronized mentally and emotionally and literally shared to same tribe. I realized how that sounds, but still, it worked. For real, we got. I don't know, it's probably closer to describe it as astral travel. We created a whole city in our imagination and explored it. There were these beautiful dynamic buildings, towering above us like mountain ranges. And that's where we found it. The bell on the dinner door jingles. The 2 girls who ordered pancakes are leaving. Stella glances at them, then looks at me expectantly. I don't need to explain. 4. There are 4 people here now. She needs, sips her coffee, and continues. That night we went farther than usual. We ended up in a tower with a spiral staircase. The 3 of us climbed to the top and found a locked door. Did you all see the same things? I interrupt, not fully believing it's possible. Yes. Stella suddenly becomes more collected, the nervous trembling disappearing without a trace. We've all seen it. Okay, and so we come to a door, a metal door, and it's crumpled. It's humped outward like something was hitting it violently from the other side. Genevieve was scared, told her not to touch the door, to stay away from it, because there was a Voyageur on the other side. Voyageur? That was she called him, his guide. So she knew the buildings we were exploring, and she'd seen similar doors. And of course, she knew about the Voyageurs. From her story, they were just like us, the same subsonitions explorers, only from a different reality, a bad reality, evil. Long story short, I opened the door. But why? Stella stirs her coffee thoughtfully. One of the cooks quietly leaves the kitchen and takes a seat behind the bar. He finds a newspaper left by someone, lets throw at it, and notices me. The man nods, smiling slightly, and I wonder if he is the one who made the potatoes I haven't even touched. Corey and Genevieve left first. Stella continues, staring into her mug, and I heard my sister's voice on the other side. She was beginning me to let her out. I swear, it was her. And I opened the door. Feeling the cook's eyes burning a hole in me, I put the potatoes in my mouth. It was already cold and soggy. And what happened? I asked Stella. Something crashed past me, sticky cold, and it hit me. Just briefly, but it hurt. Stella unconsciously rubs her hand over the scars on her neck in the shape of reflected Z. And there was nothing else beyond the door. Not even walls, just emptiness. A deep black void. When we were realized, I immediately felt something change. Like I was being watched all the time now. For the rest of that night, the next day, the next week, something kept following me. A shadow, a sense of presence, and I knew, just by some sixth sense, that if it goes up with me, if it touched me, I will die. She sticks her fork into the pie again. The blueberry filling collapses into a mold of jelly. Stella, you said you couldn't see it. Wherever it is. The bell jingles again. A couple of men in dusty work overalls enter, helmet in hand. Stella stranges up sharply. Two men just walked in, right? I nod. Yes, just the two of them. She calms down. Why me? Why did you ask for a meeting? To tell me this? Stella smiles. For the first time all night. Because I knew you'd believe me. I swallow hard. My throat suddenly dry as a dessert. You were a good friend to me. She shakes her head, pushing the emotion away. In high school, when there was trouble with guys or just jerks, you were the only one I could confide in. And you always believed me. You are the person who was there for me no matter what I did, no matter what stupid things I did. You were always there for me. I shoulder to cry on. I hands that would always suffer. She reaches across the table and takes me hand, squeezes my palm tight. I had a crush on her for most of high school. Sure, she was my friend. And even At one time, a very good friend. I liked buying her rocks, her support, but I always hoped for more. As with most friendship, it started with a one-sided attraction, mine, and yes, we hadn't seen each other in almost 6 months, but the feelings hadn't gone away. They were just deeper, dormant, but still real, just waiting for a reason to wake up. Stella holds me hand and runs her finger nail along my wrist. At first, it's just a light pressure, but somehow it becomes more intense, sharper. Shit. I jerk my hand away, releasing she's cut me, carved something into my skin with a sharp nail, an inverted Z, just like the white ones on the back of her neck. In the very center of the cut, a drop of blood slowly swells. What the fuck, Stella? She just shakes her head and gets up from the table, struggles and repeats herself hour and hour again. I'm sorry. I just had to... You know? I had to. Had to what? Cut me? I'm just furious. And I can't figure out why she would do that. Everyone in the dinner is looking at us now. Only the cook gets up from behind the bar and comes over to help. I wave him off. It's okay, it's under control. Stella's pale as a sheet. What? She whispers in a low whisper. I told him it's okay. Who? Who did? You tell. The cook. I yell back. He is just trying to help you. There is no cook. There is no cook. With a shriek, Stella rushes away, crashes into the table, falls, overturns chair, cutlery clatters to the floor. No, no, she screams. There is no one there. The cook kneels down beside her as I think to help her up, but no. He leans over to Stella crying, trembling, quite obviously not seeing him, turns around and smiles at me with an unhealthy grin, opens his mouth wide, exposing jagged teeth in blood-red gums, and rips her throat out. As Stella's blood stains the faded linoleum, the man disappears, doesn't dissolve into thin air, doesn't slowly fade, no. 1 second he is there, the next he is gone. Someone's screaming, probably a woman in a green coat. When the coops come, everyone says the same things. Everyone at the dinner claims that Stella slit her throat with a knife. No one knows where the knife came from or where it went. The common version is that the cook tried to help her and claimed the wound with his hands. Coops are looking for him after the coroners took the body, but to no avail. The next day I returned to the dinner, once again wanted to question the stuff about what happened, but the waiter doesn't recognize the man I'm talking about, the person I saw. They don't employ a cook matching the description. It was as if after Stella's death, the details of what had happened began to fade, like the universe was just erasing her from history. And the Voyageur, whoever or whatever he was, come for me. It's been 5 days since Stella died. 5 days I've felt like I've been in the crosshairs of an invisible gaze. I tracked down Corey, and he took me to Geneva. She told me what was waiting for me. The Voyageurs use the symbols that was on Stella's neck. The symbol she carved into my skin in the inverted Z to mark their victims. Stella thought she could sleep the Voyageur me instead of herself. Didn't work, but she did doom me. It's just a matter of time before the one person I won't see shows up. When he sits across from me in the bus or follows me down the street. I've looked at myself in my old bedroom at my parents' house. It's been 2 days since I've been out, so they're starting to worry. My parents heard that I lost a friend, though I don't think they can even remember who Stella is, so they're being understanding and not trying to smoke me out of my room. But they keep letting me know they wanted to see me. Captain people shows up unannounced. People I don't see sneaking glances out the window. Only my parents are on the porch chatting to nothing. Eventually, I have to go outside. Soon my parents will be worried enough to very likely send me to the hospital. And when I get there, I will start asking the same questions Stella did. How many people are in the room right now? How many people?